Hello friends, I am Dr. Atul Bhave. Today under the lecture series for NETSET paper 1, that is general paper, we are going to discuss about very important topic, that is data interpretation. Friends, when we say data interpretation, two components are there. One is data and second is interpretation. Data means what? Data means nothing but information. Data means information presented systematically. Then what is mean by interpretation? Interpretation means solution by analysis. When we are solving something by analyzing it, it is nothing but interpretation. We are getting the thing understood. That is what is interpretation. We are inferring something from data means nothing but interpreting that particular data. All of you are knowing the procedure of preparing Maggi. How Maggi is cooked? It's very easy. In 2 minutes it is possible, like that is written on Maggi packet. On Maggi packet, procedure steps are given. We are reading that, and by following that we are preparing very good Maggi. Now what is there? Whatever is given information, that is data, we are reading it, understanding it, following it and preparing proper Maggi. That is what is data interpretation. Another example I like to give. When we want to calculate ratio, we are reading that question, writing formula of calculating ratio, then writing figures in that, making addition, deduction, subtraction, division, and thereafter we are getting result, we are getting answer of that particular ratio. That is what is data interpretation. So from getting the data till getting final results, what we are doing, that all is known as data interpretation. So we can define data interpretation as understanding, organizing, drawing appropriate solutions from given data is known as data interpretation. Now, when we know what is data, what is interpretation and what is data interpretation, let us go towards how to prepare for this data interpretation. Now friends, two important things are there in preparation of data interpretation. Which are they? First step is very important, that is clarity of concept. We should be very clear about the concepts which we have to handle. Now there are different types of concepts. In each and every data interpretation question, different type of concepts are there. But two basic universal concepts are there which we should know so that any data interpretation we can handle. Which are they? First is language of question and second is mathematical formula. Language of question we should understand. For example, growth rate concept we should know. 10 out of 20 is given, then 10 is numerator, 20 is denominator, we should know. What is fraction? What are decimal points? These are basic concepts we should know. What is addition? What is subtraction? What is mean by multiplication? What is division? We should know. These are the basic concepts and we should be clear about this basic concept so that we can handle data interpretation questions nicely. Secondly, practicing calculations is very important. While making calculations, we consume a lot of time. But if we practice 5 to 10 questions every day, we give 30 minutes, 40 minutes every day. First we will take more time, then less time. If you start with 3 minutes per question, 15 minutes for 5 questions, you will finish with maybe less than 5 minutes for 5 questions and able to attempt 5 or 6 sets in half an hour. This will be possible only by practice. All of you know practice makes man perfect. So practice, practice and practice. That is very much required. Many cricketers, using dusra, pace bowlers using in swinger, in deeper. Why is it possible? Because they are practicing more and more that ball. So if you practice more, mathematical calculations will not be very difficult for you. You can solve correctly within less time, increase your confidence level, boost your morale. That will be possible. Then another thing is that use of approximation. Say for example, answer of one question is 120, 133, 412 and 492. That 4 probable answers are given. Correct answer we have to find out. What we will do? We will see that and our calculation will come 332. Now 120, 333, 412 and 492. This 332 is very close to 333. So 333 will be our answer. Like that approximation we can use for arriving at answer because 4 probable answers are given to us. That we can also use as a trick. So clarity of concept and practicing calculation is very much required for solving this data interpretation question. Next important thing is about data collection. When we say the word data collection, what is there? Data collection means collecting data. Now for collecting data, different methods are used. Different techniques are used. 2 types of data are usually there. One is primary data and secondary data. What is mean by primary data? When the data is collected by researcher on his or her own, on their own, for their work specifically, that is primary data. When data collected by some others is used because it is useful in our research, that is secondary data. Primary data we can collect by observation, interview, questionnaire and schedule. When we are observing certain things in laboratory research, when we are observing customs, religions, festivals, languages, as a social science researcher, that is what is observation. When we are interviewing some sample respondents, it is interview. When we are sending questionnaires and getting them filled up from sample respondents, that is use of questionnaire. Sometimes structured schedule is used and on basis of that interview is conducted, that schedule method we can use. In case of secondary data, we are using published data as well as unpublished data. When we are using some published PhD thesis, MPhil thesis, some magazines, newspapers, weeklies or some books, that is published data. In case of secondary data, sometimes we use unpublished data like some rare documentary, some confidential records, some research reports which are not published. That is what is unpublished data. These things are there in case of data collection. When we collect data, it is required to tabulate that data. For tabulating means what? When we have collected data, we are presenting that data in the form of rows and columns. That is what is called tabulation. Usually these 4 types of table are there. One-way table, two-way table, three-way table and special purpose table. What is mean by one-way table? When in table we are using only one variable, that is known as one-way table. This one-way table presents data for single category. For example, shirt color, shoe style, that is there in case of one-way table. In this example, person's height is shown. That is one-way table. Then there is another which is called two-way table. Now what is mean by two-way table? Two-way table shows 2 variables. In this table, male female total, that is persons, and another is games, that is basketball, baseball, football total. Like that table is called two-way table. Then there is three-way table. What is mean by three-way table? It depicts 3 variables. In this particular table in the slide, three variables are there. Health status is there, then gender is there, and thirdly, there is also outcome of test result. Health status, deceased or healthy, gender male or female, and test result positive, negative or equivocal, that is given. Such tables are called three-way table. Then special purpose tables are prepared for some special purpose by interpreting data. Now when we discuss about presenting data, that time for presenting data certain methods are there and they are used for presenting particular data. Now which are the methods of presenting data? Charts, graphs are usually used for presenting data. Firstly, there is line graph, then pie chart, bar graph, tabular chart, caslets, radar and triangle. These are used for interpreting, presenting data. Firstly, there is line graph. How it is, let us see. In this particular line graph, on x-axis there are days, weekdays from Sunday to Saturday, 7 days are there. On y-axis there are number of push-ups. So how much push-ups particular person is doing every day, that is given. And those 7 points are matched by using line, and that is what is line graph. It is showing ups and downs every day in number of push-ups. Then there is, after line graph, I like to discuss with you is pie chart. In case of pie chart, what is given? Certain variables are given, and on basis of certain variables, percentages is calculated. 360 degrees total percent of that graph, and that in 90% converted and shown in the form of pie chart. It is very much known to all of us. Then another given is bar graph. In this particular bar graph, it is nicest fruit is given. On x-axis there are different fruits like apple, orange, banana, kiwi, blueberry and grapes. On y-axis there is number of people like it. So apple 35 people likes, maximum 40 people like blueberry, and least liked fruit is grapes, which is liked by 5 people. Like that, bar graph is given, bars are used. Then there is another tabular chart. In this particular table, one public survey is given, age wise, 21 to 40, 41 to 60, over 60, and whether they are for, they are against, they have no opinion, and total like that is given. Converted information in particular table, that is called tabular chart. Then there is radar. What is radar? Sometimes pentagon, hectagon are used for data presentation as per need of that particular data. That is what is known as radar, and this particular graph is given. This is radar. Customer rating of customer executives, product knowledge, then there is skill set, passion, politeness, urgency level, communication, responsiveness. On those basis this is shown. Then after radar, I will like to discuss with you about triangle. Now what is triangle? When we say triangle, it is nothing but for showing hierarchy, data, information, knowledge and wisdom. That is shown in by using different parts of triangle. Like that, triangle is also used. Many times caslet is used. What is meant by caslet? It is nothing but paragraph converted into table. For solving questions, if paragraph is given, it is converted into table. That is what is caslet. For reading paragraph every time, every question, it is time consuming, difficult, confusing. So paragraph once read and converted into table and used, that is what is used known as Quizlet. That is also used. Next part I like to discuss is question categories. Usually these 5 type of questions are asked: percentage, percentage decrease, fall or decrement, percentage increase, rise or increment, average and ratio. One thing I like to make you clear is that this type of questions, when we are solving, we should know that 1 or 2 questions are usually asked simple questions, 1 or 2 questions are medium level questions, and 1 question or 2 questions are difficult, confusing, time consuming, involving more calculation are there. Percentage questions, 1 or 2 questions are usually there out of 5 questions. How we solve percentage question? By using formula we solve this. Which formula? One variable divided by another variable into 100. Percentage means always into 100. Let us see one example. In this particular example, we have to calculate salary percentage. Salary of Anita is given 4,000. Salary of Vanita 8,000. We have to calculate salary of Vanita is what percent of salary of Anita. What is given first, that is salary of Vanita is always numerator, and the thing given what percent of, and after that is salary of Anita. Thing given after what percent of is always denominator. So Anita's salary is denominator into 100. What is Vanita's salary? 8,000. What is Anita's salary given? 4,000 into 100. So 8,000 divided by 4,000 into 100, 200%. That is what is percentage. So we can write salary of Vanita is 200% of salary of Anita. From given 4 options where 200% is there, that is our answer. I like to discuss next is percentage decrease, fall or decrement. Means what? How much percent is decrease, that we are calculating. For that one formula is there. Difference means first percentage, and what is percentage now? Difference divided by starting point into 100. Difference divided by starting point into 100. Now let us see example. Salary of Anvita was 15,000 and decreased to 7,500 due to financial weakness of the company. Calculate percentage decrease in salary of Anvita. Anvita's salary was 15,000. It was decreased to 7,500 due to financial weakness of company. We have to calculate percentage decrease in salary of Anvita. What is formula? Difference. How difference we will calculate? First it was 15,000, now decreased to 7,500. So 15,000 minus 7,500. So your answer will be 7,500. Divided by what is starting point? What was the first salary? 15,000. So divided by 15,000 into 100. So 15,000 means minus 7,500, that is 7,500 divided by 15,000 into 100, it is 50%. So where 50% is given, that is your final answer. That option we have to select. Then third category is percentage increase, rise or increment. See example. Salary of Ananya is 10,000. It will increase to 15,000 after increment during the next year. Calculate percentage increase in salary of Ananya. Same formula of decrease we can use here is increase, but procedure is totally opposite. There it was decrease, here it is increase, but formula is same. How? Difference divided by starting point into 100. Difference divided by starting point into 100. Now see, salary of Ananya is 10,000. It will increase to 15,000. Now upside, how to calculate difference? 15 minus 10, 5,000 is different. Starting point we have to say here in denominator. In case of that another example which we solved on decrease, their starting point was 15,000. Here starting point is 10,000. Now how much salary is there? That is starting point. So 10,000 we have taken. Now into 100 always there because percentage we are calculating. So 15 minus 10, 5,000 divided by 10,000 into 100, 50% is arriving. That is what is percentage increase, rise or increment is there. Let us go towards next, that is average. Average means what? For calculating average, in case of cricket, Tendulkar played 200 test matches, so much of innings he played. Average in test cricket is slightly more than 53 for Sachin Tendulkar. How we are calculating? Number of runs he scored in test cricket divided by number of times he was out in different innings of test match. In ODI cricket, Tendulkar played number of innings, made number of runs. So number of runs he made divided by number of innings he was out in 200, slightly above 44 it is arriving. That is what is average, how it is calculated. Sum of observation divided by number of observations, that is formula of calculating average. Sum of observations divided by number of observations. Now see, in this example, monthly salary of 5 employees A, E, I, O, U is 10,000, 12,000, 14,000, 16,000 and 18,000 respectively. Calculate their average monthly salary. How we will calculate? In numerator, 10,000 plus 12,000 plus 14,000 plus 16,000 plus 18,000, that is sum of all observation, it is coming 70,000. In denominator, what we have to write? Number of observation, A, E, I, O, U, 12, 14, 10, 16, 18, so 5 figures, 5. 70,000 divided by 5, so 14,000 is our answer. After this average, let us go towards ratio. Ratio means what? Ratio means nothing but relationship between two things, relationship between two figures. While defining ratio, we can say that ratio is nothing but smallest possible value. That is not, either one of that value is not divisible by figure except one and that particular figure. For example, if 13 or 7 comes, it is divisible by 13 only and 1, or 7 comes, it is divisible by 7 and 1 only. Like that is ratio. I will solve one example. Salary of Virat 39,000, salary of Rohit 27,000. Calculate the ratio of Virat's salary to Rohit's salary. How it is calculated? Virat's salary is to Rohit's salary. Virat's salary 39,000, Rohit's salary 27,000. You should know test of 2, 3 and 5, that is very much useful here. Here 3's test is applicable. How? When 3, 6, 9 like that figures are given, or when the sum of numbers in the figure is divisible by 3, that figure is divisible by 3. Now 3 zeros we are cutting, so 39 is to 27. 3 plus 9, 12 divisible by 3, yes. 2 plus 7, 9 divisible by 3, yes. So 13 3s are 39 and 9 3s are 27. 13 is to 9. 9 is divisible by 3, yes. But 13 is divisible by only 13 and 1. So one number is divisible by that figure and 1 only. So here calculation of ratio and 13 is to 9 is the final answer of Virat and Rohit's salary ratio. Like this method is used. I like to discuss next, that is last part, don'ts in data interpretation. While solving data interpretation question, certain don'ts are there. Avoid certain things. First thing is, no need to attempt all 5 questions. Many people think that yes, I have to attempt all 5 questions. If I consume 20 minutes, no problem. This is what is foolishness. Data interpretation question, for that how much time we have to give, that we have to decide it. If we consume 5-10 minutes on one question and get those 2 marks, solve one question, it is nothing but we are doing foolish thing. When we get paper, first we have to solve theoretical question, then mathematical reasoning, then logical reasoning, and at last data interpretation. Because if we solve data interpretation correctly and remain 5 or 10 questions unsolved, it is of no meaning. Getting 10 marks and losing it into 20 marks, this is foolishness. So, smart work is required, proper strategy is required. So, first simple theoretical question, then mathematical reasoning, then logical reasoning, and last data interpretation. Yes. In data interpretation, 3-4 questions are easy, 1 or 2 questions is difficult. Solve those 3-4 questions. If we are not able to solve 1 or 2 questions of data interpretation, no problem. But out of 50, 48, 49 questions we are solving, that is very important. Because if question is easy, if question is difficult, if it consumes 10 seconds, if it consumes 5 minutes, 2 marks are there only. So difficult question, lengthy question, time consuming question, go for them at last. Another thing is that those questions which are time consuming, which are lengthy, which are difficult, they are losing your confidence, that also affect your other questions. So data interpretation should be solved at last. Secondly, you have to be confident about your mathematics. Keep in mind, all type of people are there, arts, commerce, science, and different faculties. Some people who have taken distance education. So our maths is perfect and high level maths is there, like that is not there. If you studied basic things like subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, then decimal points, those things if you are doing thoroughly, basic maths is good. If you are able to solve 1 to 10 standard questions, basic concepts you are known, you can solve this question. So my maths is good. I am able to solve data interpretation on base of my maths. Like that, confidence should be there. If your confidence is loose, it also affect remaining 45 questions, remaining all papers. So your confidence on your maths should be boosted. You have to be positive. No idea about loose confidence come in your mind. By using your common sense, your ideas, you should solve those questions. Secondly, that boosting confidence, having confidence in own maths is required. Third and last is attempt data interpretation question at the end. We have to attempt our data interpretation questions at the end. Why? If we solve those questions at start, more time get confused, you get confused, your confidence get loose, and it attempt overall paper. So solve data interpretation question at the end and not at the start. Keep in mind, you should be remembered with formulas. You should make practice, and keep in mind, practice makes man perfect. So follow the rules. Solve data interpretation at last. Keep confidence in your maths and don't be serious that all 5 questions must be solved. 1 or 2 questions remain, no problem. Other 48, 49 questions are giving you 96 to 98% of marks. And practicing 3 to 5 sets every day of data interpretation is very important. It will decrease your time for solving question. First day you take 10 minutes, last day maybe 5 to 6 minutes. This will happen because after practicing and practicing, you will be able to solve those questions in less time, more accurately. So be prepared for data interpretation. For different data interpretation question sets, you please go to my WhatsApp group, Telegram group, join those group. And another thing is that you share this video, comment on this video, tell suggestions, ask questions, subscribe my YouTube channel for lectures on NetSet preparation, other 9 topics. I like to stop here. Thank you. At the end, I like to tell you one thing that be confident and get success in the exam. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Thank you.